All right, we are getting ready. We've been working hard to get the car prepped, getting it loaded up on the trailer, and we're gonna head out to do a shakedown, do some testing out at Gingerman Raceway. Here we go.
Oh. He's like, get out of my way, you slow little Miata. I'll bet you're faster in reverse, aren't you?
Faster in reverse?
Yeah.
Counterclockwise?
No, just in reverse.
Let's try it.
Oh, it started.
Darn, oh, everyone's day's ruined.
Should I wait till you get to 10 and then let him go so he won't catch you by start?
You just hold him for like 15 minutes? By then I should have been able to get 2 laps in.
You get 2 laps in, by the end you're already 8 laps down.
All right, and there it is. The camera basically spent the entire weekend in the car, so I have some good in-car footage, but I recorded nothing while we were at the track. So we're gonna try to do just a little bit of recap here and talk about what's going on with the car and how the weekend went. So here it is. It all came back in one piece, which is good. It does actually have an extra piece. As luck would have it, we found a good deal on a hardtop on the drive to Gingerman. So we made a quick stop on the way and bought a hardtop. So that's something that I wanted for this car. Helps add a little bit of weight, which we were already sort of worrying about power to weight ratio. So being a little bit heavier is good for us. And theoretically, it reduces drag a little bit at higher speeds. So not that we really made it much over about 91 miles an hour on the track this weekend, but every little bit helps. Yeah, so while we were at the track, everything went really well. The car ran great. Did a bunch of messing around with sway bar settings. And in fact, we ended up doing what I usually end up recommending for people, which you can see here. The sway bar link is missing. So after a little bit of testing, I found that having no rear sway bar seemed to actually help me quite a bit, keep the rear end stable. It's something that I've recommended on several other Miatas, and I just wasn't sure with the suspension setup that I'm running whether or not I would like a rear sway bar. And so we got rid of that. We made some adjustments to the front sway bar and spent some time dialing in tire pressures and that. So now one of the things that we're gonna do is we were fortunate enough that this was basically a brand new set of tires that we ran this weekend, and then because it was trailered home, they don't have any street miles. So we're gonna take a close look at the tread depth and the wear pattern on the inside and out, and use that to tell if we wanna make a small alignment adjustment. But overall it felt good. It's really just more about if we can optimize the contact patch of the tire a little bit better. So we're gonna look at that. We're still going over some of the on-track data, look at other ways that we can improve. But I think since the last video was made when we were kind of just starting to get stuff set up, so we'll kind of just do a quick run through of the setup that we've got here. So you saw the rear sway bar. We're not, it's on the car, but we're not really using it at the moment. But it's a white line sway bar, and then in the front we've got the matching white line sway bar. I believe it's a 24 millimeter. It's a little on the small side for Miata, but that's what we're running, and so far it feels pretty good. And then we've got MCS shocks, single adjustable per the rules. But that really made a big improvement over what we had before. Last year I was running the Flying Miata VMAX coilovers, which are They're pretty good. The ones I had were probably 5 years old that I got for a good deal from someone. So I wasn't really sure how much life they had left. So went for the MCSs to get the most performance that we can, because there's so little we can do to this car anyway. Figured might as well spend as much as I can on the shocks. And then here we've got our Cobalt brake pads. So the first time that I've actually run Cobalts on a Miata, and I was very happy with how they felt. Excellent modulation. And I mean, like, I was just amazed. These rotors just look like they were barely used. The pads look basically brand new after 5 sessions on track, holding up really well. Also, it's a little hard to see here, but this center cap, if you know Miatas, you'll know this center cap isn't quite how they normally look on the front hubs. So we are actually running the BroFab upgraded hubs. It's basically an E30 hub. So it's a BMW E30 OEM style fitment. It's a bit more robust than the Miata hubs. And then this center cap is one of a couple pieces that are sort of custom made to adapt that hub to give you the same offset and center bore and all of that. So, because otherwise the brake rotor wouldn't fit and the caliper would be in the wrong place and your wheel offset would be weird. So basically the kit from BroFab, by the time you bolt it all on, you sort of don't know it's there. But it's good peace of mind, because Miata wheel bearings and hubs are a known weak link. Yeah, so coming around the car, yeah, so the rear, same thing. We got Cobalts. In the rear, we have just OEM bearings. BroFab does make they use I believe it's a Toyota hub. It's a little bit beefier hub in the back. But we have fresh OEM stuff on the back here, especially because we're not really pushing the limits too badly because we're running street tires. So the wheel bearing stuff was all a little bit of overkill, but I just wanted to make sure that stuff was done before we get in the middle of the season and have some sort of issue. So, but yeah, overall the car felt really good. The only issue that we had throughout the weekend, it's a little dark under here. The only issue that we had during the weekend is after a couple sessions, I heard a really bad rattling from under the car, and actually this V-band clamp had just come loose. So we tightened it up and it was all right. I don't know if I didn't quite have it tight enough, or this exhaust has been modified so many times, this V-band has been in and out 100 times, so the clamp itself or the nut on it may be getting a little tired. So that's something for my my to-do list. But yeah, I mean, really the weekend was good. Like I said, we're kind of reviewing some data, checking things over, and you know, just looking for leaks or anything, making sure everything that we thought was good is still good. We got the Super Pro, those blue bushings in there. Those, I don't know. I was kind of excited about them when we got them. I'm a little underwhelmed. I'm not really a big fan of poly bushings. There's nothing wrong with these. For poly bushings, they're pretty nice, but I don't know. At some point, we might swap those out. But they did their job. And we were making sure, you know, that all of them are still in place and still greased and everything. So yeah, really, that's the point that we're at. Got to make a couple of small changes, review some data, review the tires, see if we want to add a little bit of camber. I think the fronts, we may want to add just a little bit of camber. We're getting just a little bit more wear on the outside than the inside. It's pretty minor, to be honest. But we'll probably do a quick suspension check on the alignment rack before the first event, and maybe add just a few tenths of camber just for peace of mind. But yeah, there it is. Overall, everything went really well, and yeah, I posted the video separately But at the end of this video will also be the on track, the in-car camera for the best lap that I had of the weekend. So take a look at that. And yeah, we've got at this point, it's coming up fast. We've got 24 days until the first event, and I'm feeling really good. We just have some double checks and some minor tweaks to make, and the big thing is I got to get it on the dyno. That is going to be in a couple weeks. We're going to take it out to the dyno, and it's one of the really critical parts that this weekend when we were running, I don't exactly know how much horsepower I was making, so I could have been a little over or a little under. Based on reference data, it's really close, I think, to the horsepower number, just based on the data I was able to record and GPS speeds and all that. So I think we're close, but we're gonna make a quick trip to the dyno in a couple weeks. Hopefully I'll get some footage of that. And that way we'll make sure that we're 100% legal and also taking advantage of all the horsepower that we can within the limit. So, all right, we'll look for those videos coming out in the next couple weeks, and then yeah, 24 days from now we will be at Gingerman again, doing the first official race of the season. Thanks for watching, guys.